Hey folks, you're welcome to another episode of Founders Connect. Here I have conversations with entrepreneurs and operators of leading African startups. For this episode, I'm speaking to the co-founder of Investika. That is Lotanna. Hi Lotanna.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to learn all about Lotanna, all about Investika, the business, how far they've gone, when you're planning to launch, and as much as we can basically in this video. So make sure you stay and watch it to the end. Hey folks, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Timi. I'm very passionate about growing people and growing businesses, and the content I create is a reflection of that. On this channel, you'll find everything from marketing videos to videos about life, entrepreneurship, etc. Now, this episode of Founders Connect is done in collaboration with Africa Verified. Now, Africa Verified is a media platform that seeks out and amplifies factual stories from reputable and trustworthy news sources. Africa Verified covers news from global issues to domestic issues to business, entrepreneurship, basically everything that affects Africa and its people. And you know what? Founders Connect is about entrepreneurship in Africa. It's almost a match made in heaven. Anyway, make sure you stay and watch this video to the end and subscribe to my channel afterwards. Okay, so tell me, who is Lotanna?
Well, Lotanna is a tech bro.
It means that you have plenty of money.
No, I wish.
Because that's what tech bros are known for.
I wish, but the money's coming. But I guess I am a products guy. I like to build products. I like to use products. I like the world with a lot of products that just help our lives get easier, basically, especially here in emerging markets. So like, I'm just this product guy that's also like a Kanye West fan.
Interesting.
There's also, likes to sleep, likes to travel, just a regular Igbo boy.
Where are you from exactly?
I'm from Anambra State, actually.
Oh, so when did you move to Ghana and why did you move?
Oh, I moved to Ghana in 2019. It was actually a very interesting story.
Please tell us.
So, when I finished from NYSC, I started getting into front-end development, trying to learn how to code and everything, and then I stumbled into developer relations, technical writing, and so I took a part in that. But then it's one of those things you do, you work remotely, and your parents are always asking you so what do you do? And you have explained and explained, and you're just giving up explaining, right? And so they always just say, oh, you just wake up and be pressing computer, wake up and pressing your phone, and all of those things, right? But at that time, I and a couple of friends of mine, all of us were just thinking, we need to leave Nigeria, we need to Japa, as far back as that time, right? And so I was actually going to go through the KPMG route. Right. I was one of those people that went through the processes.
What did you study?
I studied computer science actually.
Oh, okay.
From the University of Benin. And so, but then what happened was, during the process, so the KPMG graduate program is a long, the application process is a long process. I think it's 6 months or more than that. Forms, interviews, all of that. So I scaled through all of that. During that process, I was having a conversation with my friend. She's in the UK right now, which is funny because she's finally Java, right? And so she told me oh, there's this, you keep talking about products a lot and everything. You keep giving me updates of what products are out in Nigeria and everything. You will like this guy's Mest Africa. There's this school where you learn how to actually be a startup founder and everything, and it's in Ghana, right? And it's 1 year and it's all paid for and everything. You should apply. You might get in. And I applied as one of those things someone sent you and you just apply.
Let me just try.
Yeah. The main goal was to actually do KPMG, get to a point where I grew to take a leave to study and then leave. Basically. I actually know people that have done it, right? So that was my Japa route, basically. But funny enough, I got to the last stage, and then I was told it was a group exercise and everything. You'll be given a task, you solve it together, and then you get to present it to some judges, right? And after that task, funny thing is, I solved most of the puzzle and everything, but then we had to show like teamwork. So we had to share responsibilities, who we say what. And after presentation, I actually got put in the waiting list of, you know, like your KPMG, they tell you, oh, you've passed the stage, congrats, or you haven't. So just be in this pool, just in case we don't find the people that passed, you know, we can now go back to this pool and get back to you guys. So I got to the waiting list. They said I wasn't so assertive, which was a surprise to me and surprise to anybody I told, right? And so that was actually the next day after I got that L, I was called for the West Africa interview. Group interview also. I went there really dejected and everything, but then that turned out to be really great, you know, and then I got in, you know, and I came to Ghana, and that's actually what brought me to Ghana, the West Africa program.
So you spent a year at West Africa?
Yeah.
How was it like?
It was great, actually. It was great. I think what stands out for me is the people, the cohort. So my cohort, we had like people from 13 countries in Africa, and you know, you wouldn't even fully understand the value till you want to maybe pop into an African country and you need to find someone and everything. Like sometime this year I spent almost 2 months in Nairobi, you know, like, and I was just going from one of my friend's place to my friend's place to, you know, something like that, right? And you just get this network, and that was really, really valuable. We made friends out of, you know, that whole year, because within the program, the pandemic started, right? So we even bonded more and everything. We are all in lockdown together and all of that.
So how does West Africa work? Did you guys live together? Was it a scholarship? Did you have to pay for it?
No, you didn't have to pay anything. You just apply if you get in. Usually, I think the program is changed now. I don't know what they're trying to do right now, but during my time, you would just like get flown to Ghana, basically from wherever in Africa, and then you guys get to live together. Like, remember like Andela campus? Yeah, that kind of setting, basically in the same apartment. So like a whole apartment, everyone lives in, and then the school is somewhere, and then there's a bus that takes you guys. So like think Andela campus. Yeah.
That's interesting. So after that 1 year, what made you decide that, you know what, instead of moving back to Lagos, maybe going to do my own startup, I want to stay here?
So first of all, I just living here just showed me how chill this place was, and so I was like, you know what, maybe I should spend more time here, right? So I wasn't in a hurry to leave, basically. I wasn't in a hurry to go back to Nigeria. That's the first thing, right? And so after MES, there was this startup that we worked on. We didn't get funding though for it. We tried to bootstrap it and everything, and at some point I had to leave because Investika started and it got more exciting for me, and you know, I had to like focus.
So tell us about Investika.
Yeah, so Investika is basically we like to call it public.com for Africa, started in Ghana. So it's basically a social investment application that gives you access to the US stock market and ETFs, and you could easily start investing with as little as $20 with your mobile money.
With your mobile money, so like MTN Momo, that is prevalent in Africa. So you don't need like bank accounts or all of this stuff.
Yeah. So we're focusing on Momo. I think over time we're going to add other payment methods, but right now it's just mobile money, and because just of like the really, really high rate of adoption of mobile money, we're leveraging on that.
Interesting. So what's the market like for this kind of product here in Ghana?
I think this is a personal view of mine. I think the market here there's a market here, and I think at least the market for products like this, I would just say, is the middle class easily, and over 10% of the population in Ghana are in the middle class, so like over 3 million people. So I think the market is just give or take around 3 million people for products like this. People that just are looking to, you know, do more with their money, looking to, you know, grow their wealth sustainably, looking to be more financially literate, more financially aware, and more independent. Interesting.
So what differences do you see about the Ghanaian market versus, I mean, you lived in Nigeria for a while, you tech bro in Nigeria, you are Nigerian. Exactly, what differences? Because like in Nigeria, like fintech is like booming, they're like startups here and there, left, right, and center. In Ghana, we don't hear about a lot of them yet, and you guys are going to be one of those people who are like, you know, we want to build fintech products. So what are like the differences between the Nigeria and Ghana market? And then wanting to take your team and say, you know what, let's go build in Nigeria because there's already like adoption, there's already like, they already understand this as against doing it for here.
Yeah, so I think I will start with answering the second question. I think, why not Nigeria? I think the answer is easy. There's already a lot of products addressing the problems we are trying to address, right, in Nigeria. So we're just looking to make it more African, right? It doesn't just have to be Lagos and South Africa and Egypt. I think there's a product in Egypt also. It doesn't just have to be this market. It could be more, like it could be an African thing. Like this could be something that in the whole of Africa we have products everywhere, right? And so that's the first thing. The second question is the differences in the two markets. Wow. I think first and foremost, the risk appetite is different, right? So in Nigeria, people tend to be out there trying to take risks, right? So that's why MMM was so big in Nigeria. People are out there trying to, I mean, I think it's also like condition, I think it's like conditioning just based off like the environment, the financial situation, and like the economy in general. Like things are not so great that people are looking for ways to like do better. People are looking for a way out. People are looking for an out. You know, people are looking for ways to make sure that the small thing they have, they're making the most out of it, right? This is a human thing also, right? But like the level of it is really high in Nigeria compared to, I would say, even any other market in Africa, right? So in Ghana, people see Ghana as a conservative market. I agree. I think that also, there has been banking crisis here in Ghana. A couple of years ago, there has been crisis where the banks, some investment platforms have you know, not been able to live up to their value proposition, and the government has had to like come in, you know, try to bail out and things like that. And so the trust level is also not that high.
Right.
But then trust. I think the problem of trust is universal. Even in Nigeria, trust is not high. So trust is not even. Trust
I
is
mean,
not
my
even
money.
the thing,
Why would I
exactly.
give it to you?
So trust is not even the thing that I like to talk about with like adoption of tech products, because people still do it whether or not they trust.
Yeah.
Right. So, but like the market here needs more education, just because of, I would say, the conservativeness. I think is also a stereotype people have labeled on Ghana. But I think that there's now this new generation of young people who are, you know, trying to do better for themselves, trying to, like, if you go to spaces in Ghana, like if you go to Twitter Ghana today, all the spaces you see are like financial literacy spaces. People are gathering together talking about tax. How do I pay tax? How do I, you know, make sure that my pension is up to date? How do I make sure that I retire well? Like, people are, versus the kind of spaces you see in Nigeria. I'm not trying to be shade, but like the same thing with Clubhouse, the same thing, like,
I think you shade on our behalf.
There's a whole revolution that is happening, right? And I feel like the stereotypes of like, oh, people here are conservative isn't so true, especially with the way young people here are, you know, trying to change that, right? And I think that that's such a beautiful thing. And I think this is the best time for products to be there for these kinds of people to actually take that revolution and run with it, right? So, like, yeah. That's
amazing. So, like, when people read about Investika right now, they say it's Ghana's first stock product, right? Yeah. But however, there are companies like Bamboo, who's already like really big in Nigeria, they're looking to enter this market. So, and I'm sure even the ones in Egypt were looking to enter Ghana market. Yeah. So you guys might be the first known Ghana brand, but then you have competitors who are going to start coming into the market. So what are you guys looking to do differently as you release your app?
Yeah, good question. So I think we really thought about, you know, the differentiator, like what different thing do we want to bring to the market? And the differentiator for us is just education. So for us, education is a core feature, right? Just like I mentioned, like the differences between the two markets. Yeah. In Nigeria, you could easily, you know, have a tech product out there and not really invest so much in education, and it still flies because people just go out of their way to find out things. People go out of their way to like find ways to grow their wealth and everything, right? But here, because of like the risk level not being so high and the banking crisis and all of these things that I've just explained before, people don't as much, and also people are always skeptical. So like education for us is a core feature, right? There's already a market that can be served, right? What the market just needs is the dirty work of actually going out there and telling them that there are opportunities for you, right? And this is what it means. This is what you can do. This is what you should do. And so we look at education in a very, very different way, and that's why we're a social investing app, right? So
a social investing app.
Yeah. So we took a lot of social cues and features that people already used to, young people already used to. So things like stories and things like people following each other, things like just that whole social feeling.
Right. So people are not just like investing, but it's sort of like not just education, but there's a community that they can tap into within the app.
Great. And that's what we see as education. So for us, education is resources plus community. Right? That's how we see education. So education is an actual core feature for us. So we're not just trying to give you guides and how-tos and everything. We're also trying to make sure that you don't really need to feel intimidated. We're trying to make sure that the barrier is literally zero for whoever wants to start. If I wanted to start today, and I know that you, Peace, you are a fintech guy, so you have stocks, you've been investing in stocks. It would be nice if I knew what you were investing in, or if I knew what you were watching, if I knew what stocks you liked, what stocks you want to buy next week, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So even if I had 100 books,
nada, I can see, oh, Dress understands the stock market, so I can follow her and see that, oh, she's following Apple, she's following Netflix. I'm like, okay, I think because I sort of like know her, I can also like start investing on this brand.
Yeah, that's one. And then two is also like learning. A lot of learning happens in communities. People don't even, like, a lot of unconscious learning happens in communities, right? Let me give you an example. Imagine if you woke up today and you went to Instagram. Let's even use the Investika app. You went to the Investika app today and Lotanna added Apple to his watch list, right? And Joyce did, and Obina did, and Kwame did, right? Like, you're viewing everyone's stories and everyone's adding Apple. Whether or not you thought of Apple today, you're going to be like, did anything happen today, right? So like subconsciously, you're actually going to go and Google Apple. Whether you, like, if you're curious enough, right? So like, whether or not you know it, you've learned something, and then maybe you go and you say like, oh, the iPhone 13 was released today, so the stock would be high. Oh, that makes sense, right? So that's literally what you've done is, without even knowing, you've learned something, and then you can now decide, oh, do I buy this stock or not? You know, this is something you didn't know before waking up. This is something you didn't have to read a book for, right? And that's what we mean by education, right? There's a lot that could be learned, especially for like first timers, right? So for us, the barrier is for first timers. We want to make sure that first timers do not have any kind of barriers that stop them, right? You might just want to literally download the app because you know your guy is on that app, and so you know you can at least find out what they are doing. If for nothing, just, you know, so
and
that's
just
what
stock their portfolio.
and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it easy for people to get into these things. We think that that is what education should be, right? The resources, of course, the how-tos, the guides, the steps, the things that you could spend your time to read and understand, and then the community.
So resources for community equals education.
Yeah.
That's actually very brilliant.
Thank you.
So what's the traction so far? How long have you guys been building this? When are you guys launch? Because I know that you guys are still like maybe in closed beta or like still in dev mode. How has fundraising been? Like, sort of give us like progress reports and maybe end it with this is what to expect and when.
Okay. So we started building this app in January. So
January 2021.
Yes, this year. So we actually, what happened is, so during the lockdown, or I would say after the lockdown, after MEST, but during MEST, we were already talking about the whole, so when you come from
Nigeria, all the co-founders for Investika are from MEST Africa?
No. Two of them are, one of them isn't. So we're 4 co-founders. So anyways, we kind of during when we were staying at Mest and everything, we already, a lot of people, because I used one of the products in Nigeria, even before coming here. So I was one of those people that were like, oh, why would you guys just launch in Ghana? You know, now I'm here, my bank account is here and everything, like, why would you guys just launch here, right? I was one of those people. I was one of those people. And that's actually how Investika started. Investika started as, these guys don't want to launch here. Why don't we actually just build it?
Yeah.
You know, which is funny. And that's what we did, right? So when we kind of bonded with that conversation. So my CTO is from Botswana, from South of Africa, right? And he's also used this product called Easy Equities when he was in South Africa, just like I used one of the Nigerian products, right? And so when I came to Ghana and he came to Ghana, and so we get people saying, you guys are lucky, you guys have this product, you guys have this product, we don't have it, we want it. So we kind of bonded over that, right? And that's how we started. That's literally how we started. So we now wanted to, so what we have done is we have taken a really, really deep research route. We try to see if there are people who think like this, like people who thought like us. So what we did was we opened a social media account on Twitter, and we're like, okay, let's just spin up a wait list and see how many people are interested in this. And in like a month, in like almost 2 months, we had like 1,000 people sign up. We now, you know, so like by December, we were sure that we were going to, by next year, start building something, because we're like, oh, okay, there's a lot of people, like this is something we just thought was our problem, but like, oh, a lot of people actually want this, you know, and this is like organic, we've not done, even till now, we've actually not done any kind of market and everything, because the product's not out yet, right? So, yeah, we then in January decided to start building this. And so in January we started asking like, what would it take? And so we had to now do the research, find out that, oh, we need to plug into the US stock markets. We went and got a partnership with DriveWealth. We also needed, you know, to be regulated here in Ghana, which is now one of the biggest hurdles we are kind of currently facing. And you know, working with DriveWealth, we needed to pay up some, you know, capital and everything, so we need to raise some money. We actually, around the second quarter of the year, we started raising money. We are actually looking to raise about $200,000.
Pre-seed?
Yeah, pre-seed. We currently have 25K in the bank from some angels. We kind of paused on fundraising at some point because we were looking to tie up the regulation thing, because a lot of investors were asking about it and like, yo, there's something you need to have here that other people don't have, even if they want to come into the market, that makes sense, right? And so that's what we've been doing so far, and the waitlist now has over 3,000 people. As of today.
So there's like a ready market to just like pump into.
You know, over 3,000 people as of today, and we are actually going into a closed beta launch next month.
That's in October.
Like, yeah, first week of October. So about when we would actually publicly launch the product, that still depends on the regulation, the whole regulatory thing. But we're looking at December. We're looking at give or take December. Yeah.
Amazing. So like in the last 9 months now, right? What would you say has been like the biggest lesson for you trying to like take this product off the ground?
I think for us is, for me, I would say is just, you know, talking to customers, like talking to prospective customers in our case, is like the biggest lesson, right? So for every product, research is just key. Like that's something I learned in Mest, but that's something that really became really obvious, like doing this, because there's a lot of whys you need to ask. There's a lot of, you know, what's going on. And when you start doing research for a product like this, you first catch like everyone, right? I used to always liken it to when you want to build say a coffee maker that makes coffee in like 5 seconds instead of say 2 minutes or like 10 minutes. And you know, you think, oh, this is an amazing idea, you know, and you start talking to people, do you drink coffee? Yeah. And the first person and the second person. But then you find out that over time, the first 2, 3, 4 people you might have talked to are occasional coffee drinkers, maybe people that drink coffee once in a year. And so the things that they would have told you that they loved, things like, oh, it takes me 10 minutes, you'll be shocked that it actually takes the average coffee maker, the average coffee drinking person 2 minutes to use that same machine, right? And so like there's a lot of refining that goes from like talking to everyone and then just niching and niching and niching and niching. And we're really still in the early days, right? So just talking to a lot of people, finding out what this feature would mean to you. Like, can you easily identify what this does? Could you, and we keep doing that, and we want to keep doing that. So I think that's been the greatest thing so far, and one of the really, really strongly motivating thing. And of course, the frustrating thing for me is just how slowly paced it is to work with corporates, how slowly paced it is to engage with regulators. It would be nice for there to have for there to be like a platform that you could do all of these engagements virtually or like through a tech product or something.
Somebody build it too.
Someone is actually there's actually a lot of products. I actually love reg tech products, right? It's just a matter of adoption from the regulators themselves. So it's not a lack of products in the market.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's adoption.
It's adoption.
Amazing. Okay, and I think my final question would just be, to people who are looking to like get into entrepreneurship and start a business or build a product, right? What would your advice to them be, especially young people? Would it be to like apply for MES and jackpot first, and then your idea will find you, or what exactly would it be?
No, I think my best advice would be find a tribe. Find a tribe. I think the greatest asset in the tech space right now, especially in this emerging markets in Africa, is like a group of people that know, like that can build products. So maybe like a product person, a back-end person, a UX person, So find where you fit and find the remaining pieces. Just find a tribe, wherever. So MES could be that path, just your friends, being on Twitter, joining communities could be that path. Whatever path it is, find a tribe and just keep building. I think build as build. That's literally what I say all the time. And I think there are amazing people doing great stuff. There are amazing people building stuff. In fact, I started a weekend project. It's called Startup Couches. It's a podcast that I talk to founders that are just building products and just building. Like, there are really, really amazing things happening in Africa, in different markets. In Nigeria, in Ghana also, there's a lot of products that are yet to be launched. There are a lot of products being launched, CE1, for example.
Yeah.
I feel like we're still in the early days of what tech could look like, or what tech product adoption could look like in Africa. And so it's still a wonderful time to be alive, basically.
Amazing. I really like when you say like just find a tribe, and it resonates so much with me because I've just seen in the last couple of weeks the importance of like just knowing people. Like, oh, I know a designer, I need something designed. Yeah, do you want to like collaborate? Oh, I know a mobile developer. That's like very important. And when you put yourself in that space, then that's kind of how ideas generate, right? Because everybody can do something, and then once an idea comes, now let's start building.
It's no longer
easier.
It's no longer an idea. An idea that's just an idea, because ideas are just ideas.
Yeah,
literally,
exactly.
There's nothing more. Ideas are just ideas, and ideas are everywhere. Ideas literally have there's nothing about them. They're just literally ideas.
It's like,
execution is everything.
How do we build it? And you need people to build this product.
Yeah. And another thing I think I wanted to add is don't be hungry. I don't know how to put it in most succinct way, but like building while hungry is terrible. Right? So also just find a job.
Right.
Also just make sure that your daily needs are met, make sure that you're healthy, you eat well, you work out, you stay fit. Like, make sure you take care of yourself. Right? That's what I mean by don't be hungry.
So that you're not too desperate and just like trying to like move too fast, or trying to like take money for like the worst valuation,
because the market is so young that a lot of bad deals are also happening. Right? The market is so young that really hungry people are getting to sell or getting to give out their work or their creation or their babies to other people that didn't work for it. Right? The market is really, really young. right? And so even investors in this space, especially local investors, are still figuring it out. So it's not even like, oh, people are out there trying to get you type of thing. It's just like the market is young, and so like demand and supply will finally have to balance over time. So like sometimes things are outrageous, sometimes things are just there, sometimes. So like the market is just young, right? So building while hungry is a bad place to be in a young market, basically. So like find that job, get some sort of security.
Do freelance, but just
yes, like have that backup.
Yeah.
It feels like, because this is anti what investors will tell you, like focus on everything. You need to focus, to be honest, right? But I feel like you also need to eat. It's just the truth, right? You need to eat, and you need to make sure that you are not like, so that whatever it is you're doing it out of passion, out of, oh, you want this to be out there, not out of, this is some tickets for me, this is some do or die, this is every single thing, which is also a good mentality. I'm just saying, like in the context of this market, which is super young, it's not so great. Yeah.
Amazing. So find a community for yourself and don't be hungry. Amazing. Thank you, Lotanna. This was an amazing conversation with you, and I wish you guys like so much luck and success with Investika.
Thank you too.
Awesome. And thank you guys for watching this video to the end. Make sure you click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.